Hello, my friends. Good evening, or whatever time it is for you. I am going to spend about 15 minutes taking my spiritual pulse, and I invite you to join me. Taking this time to settle our hearts, our minds, our nervous systems, bringing us into this moment of now, putting down whatever we've been carrying in our minds or on our hearts as we gather and create this sacred space. And I want to thank you so much for joining me on this soulful journey, this soulful adventure. You know, life is full of these interesting twists and turns. Just like the weather outside, sometimes it's unpredictable. We have sprinter here in Banff. A little bit of winter has returned, so we have an interesting combination. But it just serves as a reminder that no matter what is going on in the outside world, we can always cultivate that place of inner peace, that inner sanctuary. And that's what the soulful adventure is. It's to help us check in with and nurture that inner sanctuary where we find, create, maintain, sustain inner peace no matter what's happening around us. And where also our imaginations are sparked and possibilities. And so my intention for this practice is that you will awaken to that all-knowing, powerful voice within, intuition, the voice of God, whatever you want to call it. That you will receive whatever you need simply by asking, what is life showing me now? And that you will be inspired to take action, however that may look for you. You may take inspired action, not reactive, but inspired in the direction that will bring you peace, joy, all that you seek. And may our collective energy, which I really feel is bursting forth, just seeking outlets during this time of blossoming of new life, may it spark more soul-to-soul connections, so needed in our world today. More healing from the inside out, more love and more joy in our hearts, in our homes, in our communities, in our countries, and beyond. Perhaps you have an intention now, and I invite you to take a few moments, breathing into that intention, grounding yourself into this space of now, and settling into the wisdom of our soul brother, our soul companion, Mark Nepo, and his passage, Stirring the Water. To let knowledge produce troubles and then use knowledge to prepare against them is like stirring water in hopes of making it clear. And that is by Lao Tzu. This cycle of producing troubles and then preparing against them is very much like pulling a thread that really should have been left alone. The more we pull at it, the more the fabric unravels. And now we must re-sew it all. Or, very much like planning too many things, or committing to too many people in too short a time, and then exhausting yourself and those around you trying to make it all happen. We have all done this. A more subtle form of this revolves around the struggle to accept ourselves. Feeling unworthy or insecure, we create a goal in hopes that achieving this will make us feel good about ourselves. Then we're off scheming for success, preparing against failure, stirring the water, hoping it will go clear. All the while, at the very deep resources of our heart and spirit, they are being misapplied. Isn't this how we launch into careers that really don't call us? Isn't this how we enter relationships that really don't embrace us? Isn't this how we sometimes bring children into the world, hoping that they will help us go clear? The mind is a spider that, if allowed, will tangle everything and then blame things it clings to for the web it wants to be free of. I have done this with dreams of greatness and hopes of love, wanting so badly to see myself clearly in the water, while I kept stirring and stirring. Perhaps the hardest thing I've learned and still struggle with is that I don't have to be finished in order to be whole. Perhaps the hardest thing I've learned and still struggle with is that I don't have to be finished to be whole. I invite you to take a few more deep breaths, even inhales, even exhales. Bring to mind one thread in your heart that you have recently unraveled. Breathe in deeply, exhaling as you consider how you have been involved in resewing this. Breathe evenly and try to stop. Try to put everything aside as it is and let the pulled thread be. Perhaps the hardest thing I've learned and still struggle with is that I don't have to be finished in order to be whole. I invite you now, my soul family, to transition back into this space where you are. Carrying with you that beautiful sanctuary that you have created within you, that is always with you. You are always seen, you are always heard, you are always companioned. You are never alone. Thank you, and many blessings. Until next time.